Okay, for this one, we have to draw a graph with a piecewise function. We have three pieces. We have a step function, we have a square root function, and then we have an absolute value function. So now I'm going to approach it this way. First thing is that everyone should know how to graph the parent function. For example, everyone should know how to graph the everyone should know how to graph the square root function. Okay, square root function would have this look right here. Okay, starts at 0, 0. It goes this way. That's a square root function. Okay, y equals to square root of x. Everyone should know how to graph the absolute value function, which is a V-shaped graph. Everyone should know that. Okay, let me go ahead and duplicate this first so that I don't have to draw it one more time. So absolute value function should be pretty easy to draw. It's a V-shaped graph with a slope of 1 and -1. So y equals to absolute value of x. Okay. And then for the step function, now step function goes like this. It includes the first point, it goes to the right, and then there you have 1 right there. It jumps a step that it's 1, and then like this, and then like this, and so forth. We just keep replicating this pattern. Okay, so that's a step function. So making sure that you know all these functions, and of course, in addition to linear, quadratic, and cubic functions. Okay, so now let's do the easy one first. I would say out of these three, the easiest one would probably be square root of x. So now you want to make sure that you have these values plotted on the graph. So we just substitute. So 1, putting 1 into the x for the middle piece. Square root of 1, it's 1. Square root of 4, it's 2. So for the middle piece, you will make a curve like this. Okay, that's a curve for the square root function. And we only graph the square root function for this particular portion of the graph. That's what piecewise function is for. And then we have the absolute value function. I think that's the next easiest. So we put in the 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So at 4, we have a value of 5. But it's an open circle because x is not going to be including 4 for the absolute value function. But after it goes to the right-hand side of 4, it would immediately be the point. So we have a graph that looks just like this. And now let's go ahead and do the step function. So x is less than 1. So let's think about 0.9. Okay, let's just test it out for 0.9. If it's a 0.9, you have 0.9 minus 2, which is negative 1.1. And then negative 1.1 going to the previous integer, that will be a negative 2. So that's what's going to be like, okay? Or you can think about the whole step function graph being shifted to the right for 2 units. That works too. So once you have the first line segment drawn for the step function, you can just extend it leftward. Now, what I would suggest you to do is to go ahead and think of just pick another x value just to guarantee and make sure that you are absolutely correct. So for example, I would say, let's go ahead and pick negative 0.5. Negative 0.5 just to have a quick check. Negative 0.5 minus 2, which is negative 2.5, and you go to the previous integer of negative 2.5, that would give you negative 3. So so this will be the graph. Okay, so so this would be the graph of the function, okay, of this piecewise function. So it's pretty straightforward, making sure that you plug in some x values just to guarantee yourself that you are plotting everything correctly. And I would say out of these three functions, the most challenging one could be step function, since you only learn about step function this year. Okay.